guys, today we'll be tying a 1/16 ounce jig, and I will pause this for just a sec so I can go and get that. Okay, I'm back from getting my 1/16 ounce jig head, and you will need some thread. It doesn't matter what color thread. I have black thread here and yellow thread. I'm going to show you the difference in the size of the bobbin that I have. They're different size, but one is an older pair and the other isn't so old. They're just they're like a centimeter of a difference. I won't be using the yellow thread today. And I'm just showing you guys, but you can have these small hackle pliers, or you can have these ones, whichever one you prefer. The smaller ones are the older ones. So I won't be using either, but I'm just showing you in case you want to use hackle in some of these, or rabbit fur, or some of your marabou that you can wrap. But I won't be using these. I'm just showing you supplies. And you will need this probe-like thing for dipping your glue in. So I have super glue, which is what I'm going to use. Not too much, but you can also get this stuff. It's a liquid, but I can't get it to open, so I'm not going to use this. Plus, I learned how to tie my own knots. So I'm just going to put my super glue aside, right there. You also need your scissors. And I'm going to show you the fly tying kit I got for my birthday. I have another one, but it doesn't have all the supplies that this one has. I will show you what brand it is. It is a, hold on, I think that is upside down to you guys, sorry about that. And if that's upside down too, I'll see if that's, well, it says Fly Tying Kit by Universal Vice Corp, or Vice Corp. For this jig, you can use some of this blue marabou, light blue, if you'd like, or even yellow, which I have here. Oops. And this has some pretty nice stuff in it. And yeah, so I will be using some blue. And I also have white and some white. That's what I'm going to be using. I will not be using yellow for this one. And then, so this is a kind of old one, as you could tell. And it also has a pamphlet on how to tie the jigs and stuff. But you don't need that if you're good. Or not for tying jigs. Sorry about that. I have to fix this jig head again. Oops. I have to tighten it up quite a bit because it's a really small jig head. I actually have only tied 2 jig heads this small. I tied one earlier to see what it would come out as, so I knew what I was doing for this video with it. And I didn't use those colors. I used some red bucktail and some blue marabou and some light blue marabou, which I have in some of the stuff I showed you. And also, if some of your stuff gets wrapped around the eye and you notice, fix that right away. Because on that last jig that I made, I didn't realize it was on there like that. And it was stuck like that because I used super glue to tighten it up. But this is my older vise that I got from my uncle last year. And for some reason I can't get it far enough onto this little desk because it keeps sliding out. There we go, I fixed it. So what you're going to do with your handy dandy scissors, or just scissors, I just like messing around, is you're going to, if you can see this thread, which I don't think you can, but you're going to follow it with your scissors. Oops, and it just snapped there, but if it does that and it's still a little excess, try to get the rest of it, or most of it, like that. For this, you're only going to need barely any of your, of that. Even one tiny feather might be too much. So, what you're going to do is you're going to go like this, and you're going to go where you think that's enough, and I think right dead center in the middle of the feather was just perfect. And you can also use the whole feather for a larger jig if you'd like. And you just do a few loose wraps, and then you go over that and secure it pretty well. And what you're going to do afterwards is you're going to go and find the beginning or the tip of the feather, whichever one you start at, and you're going to snip that off. Sorry about that. And then what you're going to do later, or directly after I should say, is you're going to take your white marabou, and I haven't opened any of these really, first day having it, got it this morning from my cousin for a birthday present, and it was a late birthday present, but you know, who cares? And these are some nice fluffy marabou feathers right here. As you can tell, some big feathers. And if this video is too long, tell me and I will fix that in my next video. And just snip whatever off. You can like even use one little strand of feather if you'd like on these little tiny jig heads, because it might be even a lot for that, because I'm going to end up having to clip this at the end, or trim, I should say. Trim this up at the end, like right now. See if you can tell how far it is away from the blue. You don't want it that much farther from the blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this. I'm going to snip it off just past the blue, or right. It looks like it was past, but it's right on the blue one. And if you want, you can add chenille to this. And then for the whip finish, what you do is you take your thread, you go like this, and you make an X or a triangle by crossing that over, and then you do it again. And you can do this about 4 to 5 times, or even as much as 10 to 15 times. I'm only going to do a few. Sorry, the thread keeps getting wrapped around my finger where it shouldn't be getting wrapped. And done. So once you learn how to tie that knot, it's pretty simple. And then you tighten up whatever thread you have left if there's a lot of excess thread. And yeah, sorry if it's poor lighting. I only have one little lamp, and the overhead light in the room going, and the overhead light is a lot less bright than the lamp right next to me. And what you're gonna do after is you're gonna wiggle your bobbin with your thread Now that's going to tighten up that knot that you have made. And what you're going to do is you're going to go and look for the end of that. And this nylon thread stretches, but it snaps a couple of the strands at a time while doing it, so that helps also. And to see the final thing, I will show you right now what it looks like. And as you can see, I didn't notice again about that, sorry, but if you do notice that it's like that, since I was using the camera, it was kind of hard to go and look around, so I didn't make the video too lengthy. So see you next time, and goodbye and adios to the people who speak Spanish out there who are watching this video. Or some of you, if you want to, you can just put it on the other language if you can do that on your phone or tablet or whatever. Sorry if you couldn't see my face in that, but alright, goodbye.